Hello and welcome to our NCAA Football 25 Dynasty mode with the California Golden Bears. I'm really excited to use this team. They've had obviously some superstars. Aaron Rodgers came out of Cal. Jared Goff came out of Cal. Marshawn Lynch came out of Cal. They're not the best team right now. We've got sort of one superstar, Jaden Ott, the running back. But besides that, I think he's our only player in the 90s. But we've got a couple of okay quarterbacks. We'll just have to see what we can do and build this team into a national championship winner. Let's go ahead and get started with the California Golden Bears. We're going to start as the head coach here. I don't want to use, I think this is like a randomly generated coach. We're going to make our own person. Let's go for tactician. Why not? I'm not really sure what impact that'll have, but we're just going to go for it. What's like a coach name? I'm thinking of like a real kind of coach. You know what? Let's just use the real coach's name of the Cal Golden Bears. I'm going to Google it. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. We've got Justin Wilcox. I don't want to spend too much time on this. This is, it's close enough. Let's go ahead and continue. All right, let's take a look at Cal's history over the last, about 20 years. As you can see, recently, not so great. Our last bowl game was in 2019. We had an 8-5 season. But since then, all losing records. Our last winning record was that 2019 season, but we've been pretty inconsistent. A 1-11 season in 2013. Our last big season was 2006. So we're looking to get back there and maybe put some, good quarterbacks to the NFL like Aaron Rodgers and Jared Goff. Looks like our goal for this year is going to be to win 7 games. So we'll do our best to meet that goal and keep our job. All right, we haven't done anything yet in terms of recruiting. I want to go straight to the depth chart, and let's just take a look at what we've got here. I'm going to go through each position. It might take a while because, there's a lot of players on a football team, but let's just see who we've got. So as far as quarterback, we all know it's probably the most important. Well, not probably. It's the most important position. I think the obvious choice here is going to be Chandler Rogers to start. We've got Fernando Mendoza and CJ Harris as well. And then we got a true freshman, Jimmy Archer. We'll redshirt him in a second. But I think we'll keep it just like this. We've got Chandler Rogers. This is his last year with us. He's an improviser. If you take a look at his ratings, he's pretty fast, 84. He's got a lot of carrying, good stats like as a ball runner. He's an okay throw. We've actually got Mendoza's a better passer. As you can see there, Mendoza's got 91 short pass and a little bit better deep throw. And he's also got better throw power. But I think for everything that it's worth, I'd rather have Chandler Rogers who can run a bit. And it's not like his throwing stats are too far off of Mendoza. So that's what we'll go with in the quarterback position. If he starts struggling, we'll see what Mendoza has. But for now, we'll stick with Rogers. Now at halfback, there's no question what we're going to do here. Jaden Ott is our best player by far, 94 overall, a junior. I don't know exactly how the game works. This is my first time playing it. I imagine he's going to go to the NFL after this season, so we'll probably lose him. And we're also losing Kadarius Callaway here. So next season, assuming he leaves, we've got Javion Thomas and Justin Williams-Thomas. Most likely we'll start recruiting here. I don't even want to talk about recruiting yet. This video, I'm not actually going to play a game. This is just going to be setting up everything, recruiting. What do we need? When do we need it? How are we going to build the team going forward? But we know for this season at least, we've got our halfback, and we'll talk about our needs for the future in a little bit. But there might be a need at halfback. I think at quarterback we're good with Mendoza for at least a couple years. At fullback, we don't have one. So Kadarius Callaway looks like the default halfback. He's our second string halfback, so I guess we'll keep him there for now and see how it works out. But we don't have a true fullback on the roster. Let's see what we've got at receiver. Tobias Merriweather's our top guy. He's a junior. I think at an 81 overall, he's probably not going to the NFL soon or after this year. So hopefully we get to keep him for another year. 93, he's quick. How's his catch? 84, catch in traffic, 82, spectacular. So he's pretty good. Good route runner, good jumping. So he's a good first choice option. Let's see who else we got. Trond Grizel, a junior. So once again, we most likely are going to have him next year as well. Not quite as fast as our top guy. Let's see. Although he's got better catch in traffic, similar spectacular catch. And his route running's not bad either. So definitely not a bad second choice. And then our third sort of starting receiver, Mikey Matthew. Also really fast. He's a sophomore, so we'll definitely have him for at least another year or two. I don't know how it works with going to the NFL. Like, I imagine if you're 85 plus, it's a possibility. So we'll probably have him, like I said, for a couple years. But he's really quick. How's his catching? Once again, pretty good. So we've got some good receiver options, and hopefully that core of those top three stay with us for another year. Going down the list, we've got Maven Anderson, Kion Graves, Jonathan Brady. We've got a lot of receivers here. I won't go through all of them, but those top three, that's our core. Merriweather, Grizel, and Matthews. I want to take a look at our freshmen and see. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got a few options that might be good in the future, but they're so low in overall, who knows. A tight end, this is what I love to see, is like a freshman or a sophomore that's a high overall, because we'll have him at least for another year, you imagine. So let's see, Jack Endries. I really want to see his blocking and his catching. That's what I got. Good awareness, catching 83, that'll do. How's his blocking? Not great. So he's more of a receiving tight end. That's fine. Who do we got second? Eric Porter. He's fast for a tight end. Good catching. How's his blocking? Not good either. So our tight ends are not. I mean, this guy's a blocking. You see there under tendency on the right, it says blocking, but I mean, his stats aren't that good. What's his overall? 72. All right, and what are we looking at here? We've got sophomore, junior. So we'll be all right for this year. I think Endries will be good. Honestly, our receiving core is not bad. 81, 80, 79, and an 80 rated tight end. So we're looking good. Let's see what the offensive line looks like. So at left tackle, we've got a right tackle starting. This always frustrates me. It's like in the last game at NCAA 14, this drives me crazy. Let's see what. So, see this kind of stuff. So we got a left tackle starting at right tackle and a right tackle starting at left tackle. I'm going to go ahead and flip those. All right, this works so much better for my OCD. So we've got Session starting here at left tackle. Senior, we won't have him next year, but we do have a freshman that's not far off in overall. So we've got a future here, and we've got a sophomore. Honestly, I know that it's not common to redshirt non-freshmen, but I mean, what's the point of having him not redshirted here? You know what I mean? Like, this year he'll start, next year he'll start, and he'll be a backup, and we can have these two guys for a few years and not have to worry about the left tackle position. I mean, we might improve, but in terms of having someone there that can play, we'll be set. We'll talk about redshirting in a second. Let's see what we've got at left guard. Two options. Another senior here, 81 rated. He'll obviously be our starter. And then we've got a sophomore that might be able to take over next year unless we can improve, but we might need some recruiting here going forward. Let's see what we've got at center. 3 junior centers. None of them are that good, but they'll do for this first season. We will need to recruit at center for sure, because don't want to lose, don't want to. I mean, next year we'll probably be fine. They'll all be seniors, but in the near future we'll need some center options. We've only got one right guard. He's a junior, 77 rated. He'll be here next year most likely. I don't see him going to the league after this year, but we'll definitely recruit at right guard. And then back to right tackle. 2 options, senior, 82. Obviously, Stoffel's going to start. And then we've got a good backup who can maybe take over next year. As far as our offensive line, senior, junior, senior. So mostly seniors with a couple of juniors. So we'll have to look to replace those. Although our offensive line does not look bad. You know, it's definitely it's close to being pretty good. Let's take a look at the defense now. Left end, we've got three. Well, we got two juniors. Well, actually, we've got another junior down here. Oh, that's right. I remember. Okay, so at defensive end, this is the only time I'm gonna allow a left end to start at right end and a left end to start at left end because we've got way better left ends than right end. So on the left, we're gonna have TJ Baller starting. Ballers because he's a baller. Maybe we'll see. I guess we got Calhoun second. But in terms of our right end, we've got 277 rated left ends. So we'll start one of them on the left and one of them on the right. That's Nate Burrell. The only reason is because our best right end isn't as good as him. So, we can reassess that going forward, but I think that's a good choice for now. But at defensive end, we got three juniors on that screen. Are there any? Yeah, and they're all different. So in a couple years, we're going to have a lot of work to do on a defensive end. And defensive tackle, we've got work to do now. Our top guy, Ricky Correa, leaving after this year, our only 80 rated defensive tackle. We got Stanley Sal McKenzie second. He'll be here next year, but that'll be his last year. Then we've got a younger guy, but definitely need some work at D tackle. As far as our linebackers go, I think this is our best player on defense. We've got an 85 rated Xavier Carlton. There might be a safety that's better actually. Yeah, he's a senior. It'll be his last year with us. We've got a junior and a freshman. Hopefully they can take over next year. They're not going to be quite as good as him, but once again, we can always improve in recruiting. Let's go to right outside linebacker first. We've got David Reese, who also looks to be pretty good, but once again, his last year. And then we've got a couple of sophomores. I know I said, I want to avoid redshirting sophomores, but I think I'm going to redshirt this guy because I don't see a point in having him play this year. At middle linebacker, we've got someone for the future here for sure, Cade Uluave. He's a sophomore, 80 rated. He's going to be great this year to lead our middle linebackers, and he's going to be great for the future. He's going to be a guy I think that probably maybe goes to the NFL early, depending on how much he grows this year. So yeah, I think we're looking good here. We've got a junior. He's just going to improve for next year. A sophomore and a junior. So we're just going to continue to improve here at middle linebacker. Let's take a look at our secondary. So at cornerback, we've got a senior, 83 rated, pretty good, fast. He'll be a good leader of the secondary, or at least at cornerback this year. Actually, our top three cornerbacks are all seniors. So as far as recruiting goes, this is our priority. For sure, this is our priority. Let's see. It's safety. Oh, yeah, this is the other guy. Craig Woodson, also 85 rated, same as the linebacker. A senior, he'll be gone. We've got a junior who's not quite as good. I'm curious, who is this guy? Okay, so our third rated center back is actually better as a safety. That's good to keep in mind, I guess. Although I think he's a senior, so he'll be gone. All right, we got a sophomore strong safety starting 79. He'll be good going forward. A junior probably won't play much, and another junior. So, lastly, our kicker. Unfortunately, our kicker, who's 71 rated, and our punter are both seniors, so we'll have to recruit there as well. As far as kick returner and punt returner, I'm just going to start with who the highest overall. So we've got Niza Hunter, a freshman wide receiver, redshirt freshman, and then for punt returner, we've got Kion Graves, who's another receiver. For all of this stuff, I'm not going to, look into it too much. But for the long snapper, it was this guy, but I feel like I want to have a center as our long snapper, so changed it. Jaden Ott's going to be our third down. He's going to be our every down running back, our power running back. He's everything. Slot receiver, going with the highest overall there, which is Kion Graves. And then all this stuff is just what you'd expect. So that's the team. We've definitely got some potential in some positions. I'm liking having Fernando Mendoza here because it makes me feel like we don't need to recruit at quarterback, which makes my life a lot easier. We've got a superstar here in Jaden Ott, who's going to lead the team. So over the next couple of years, we'll look to improve. Obviously, we're going to have to spend some time recruiting at the cornerback in this position and some others as well. I'm going to go over to the redshirt screen right now, and we'll take a look at who will redshirt this year, and then we'll talk about what positions we need and what we're going to do as far as recruiting, and we'll look at who's available. All right, so here we are at the redshirt sort of screen. Obviously, I think it's pretty clear we're going to redshirt Jimmy Archer here. No reason to have him play. Everyone else has already been redshirted, so don't need to even think about it. Here, I think we will redshirt probably these bottom two guys, Alex Marshall and Sky Priestley. Hopefully they've got some good potential and will grow in the future, and that extra year we'll just give them a chance to get better. We'll keep these three for now. Although, man, I gotta say I am tempted to redshirt Javion Thomas. I don't know what we gain by having him active on the roster. We've got another halfback, Justin Williams-Thomas, that's already redshirted. It's the same overall. And I think having 3 running backs is pretty good. You know what? I know redshirting sophomores, I don't know if that's a common thing in real life. It feels weird to do it, but I got to. So we'll have Jaden Ott, Callaway, and Justin Williams-Thomas as our 3 halfbacks. And then next year these guys will come back into eligibility. I'm pretty aggressive when it comes to redshirting. We don't have a fullback, so we're not going to redshirt him. We won't redshirt him. I don't know about redshirting a junior, although we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys right here. God, we've just got so many receivers. It's kind of insane. We'll definitely redshirt these 2. I'm just going to do it. Like I said, I'm aggressive with this. He's not going to play, so yeah. So these will be our top 5 guys, and then these will be sort of backups, and then we've got 3 redshirted receivers. I think this is pretty clear. Honestly, I'm not sure how this guy's on the team, but we'll redshirt him and probably maybe end up cutting him going forward. At left tackle, I think this is a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. I think at left guard, this is also a no-brainer. I'm going to do both of these. I think at line, I'd really like to have 2 guys available at each position, and everyone else, I just don't see a point in redshirting them. Nothing we can do there. At right guard, like I said, we've got 2 guys, and then no need for a third, and then that all works out pretty good. For our defensive line, these 2 freshmen, we'll redshirt. We'll keep him. He's a junior, and he's pretty good, so he'll probably... so this is the guy that's actually going to be playing right end for us, so we definitely want to keep him active. Nothing we could do there. Nothing we could do at tackle. Yeah, let's go ahead and redshirt him. And we'll do these 2 freshmen as well. As we mentioned, this middle linebacker here, Cade Uluave, he looks like he's going to be pretty good, so obviously we're not going to redshirt him. We'll keep both of these guys active just because there's only 2 at the position. We'll go ahead and redshirt these lower level center backs, that's what I'm talking about, cornerbacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll have 6 active cornerbacks. That works, with Hearn sort of leading the way here. Safety, nothing we could do at free safety, and we'll go ahead and redshirt him. And I think that's everybody on... Oh, we've got 2 kickers. Okay, well obviously we'll go ahead and... I don't see the point in having him active. So that's good. At least we won't have to recruit a kicker for this year. So that's all of our redshirted freshmen. Now I'm going to go through the whole depth chart and see what positions do we need to recruit for next year. And then we'll talk about that and take a look at the recruiting board. All right, I've gone through everyone and taken a look at our needs for recruiting. I think at quarterback we need 1 guy going forward. Obviously Chandler Rogers is leaving. He's a senior, and we've got CJ Harris leaving as well. I'm happy with Fernando Mendoza taking over the starting job next year. And then we've got this freshman who's just going to improve this year and get better. So I think we just need 1 more guy to add to the mix. At halfback, I think we need 1 guy. Obviously, Jaden Ott, I'm banking on the fact that he's going to go to the NFL, so most likely he's gone. Then we've got our second guy, Kadarius Callaway, is also gone because he's a senior. Hopefully, Javion Thomas, Justin Williams-Thomas, they can grow and maybe be at a good level for next year. But I do think that we'll need 1 halfback that maybe has some higher potential. So we'll be looking for a big, like a high star recruit at halfback. At fullback, yeah, fullback. We just want someone, you know. So I want to get. Hopefully, someone has some interest in our school, and we could just pick them up. At wide receiver, honestly, I was looking. We've got so many guys, and we've only got one senior, and I don't think anyone's going to the NFL next year. So hopefully, as far as deal breakers go, no one goes to the transfer portal. But for now, I just don't really feel like we need to recruit here unless there's a high star guy that's interested. I'm happy to just keep it the way it is and focus on other positions. At tight end, I really don't think anything. I really don't think recruiting is necessary. Again, if we find a guy that's interested and he wants to join, then we'll definitely take a look. But definitely not a priority. At left tackle, I think we'll need one guy. We're losing, obviously, TJ Session, who's our top rated left tackle. Maybe Morrow can grow. I don't know how the growth works in this game, so hopefully he grows a lot and he could just take over. And in that case, we might not really need someone, but we'll definitely scout at tackle. I'm someone that's really interested in having a good offensive line. That's like a priority for me. So if anything, we'll just recruit to improve there, not necessarily because we need it. Sort of the same at left guard. I just want to recruit to improve. And hopefully we can get, a high star recruit there. At center, I don't think we really need anyone, to be honest. I think all of these guys are going to stay next year, and then maybe we can worry about it next year. Once we start recruiting for the third year of the Dynasty, but we'll see how it goes. At right guard, once again, just looking to improve. I think that everyone will stay next year. Hopefully Vaticani gets to, 80 rated. But I'd still like to improve, so we have someone to look for in the future. And then at right tackle, clearly we need someone there because we'll only have one guy and next year, and we want an extra guy, hopefully who can compete with Miller for that starting spot. So we'd be looking for a pretty good, high-ranking recruit at right tackle. At both left end and right end, we don't need someone. In other words, we're not losing anybody next year unless someone goes to the transfer portal. But it would be very nice to improve. So while it's not someone, everyone here is going to return and get better, but we'd still like to improve and get some good recruits for the future. At D tackle, I'm thinking we need at least one really good recruit. Obviously our top guy Correa is leaving, so and these guys will get better, but once again, that'll be a priority for us. At outside linebacker, I'm thinking we need at least two good recruits. We're losing our top two guys here, which is Xavier Carlton. That's going to be a big loss. And also David Reese, who's going to be a big loss. And when you look at what's left, we've got a 71 rated sophomore and then some sort of mid-70s and late 60s guys. So we'll definitely be looking at outside linebacker. And middle linebacker, I honestly don't see a huge need here. Obviously, we want a recruit that's looking for the future. But with Cade Uluave, and then Rachena is going to get better next year. It's not like we're going to be starting a recruit at Mike next year. So at cornerback, I think this is our biggest, most urgent need. Obviously, our top three guys are seniors, so we'll be looking to replace. I'd like, honestly, to get at least two or three guys here, and I'm talking like really good recruits. So that's going to be my focus is cornerback. Once again, I've been playing too much FIFA. I keep saying center back. Free safety, I think we need one guy. Hopefully that can challenge Smith for that starting job. And then at strong safety, I really don't think we need anyone here. Yates is looking like our guy for the future, and then we've got some good backup options. So I'm not too worried about strong safety. Kicker, we're redshirting this guy, so we'll have him for 2 years after this. If there's a great kicker that's interested, we'll look at it. But we will definitely need a punter for next year. So now I'm going to go to the recruiting board. Let's add some players to the list based on that, and then we'll start recruiting. All right, before we look at the prospect list, I just want to go through our school. We're looking pretty good here. So obviously playing style and proximity home, and also playing time is going to be recruit specific. But championship, we're basically in the B's for all of them, except for academic prestige. Obviously, Cal's a really good academic school. I definitely could not get in. And then conference prestige. We're in the ACC, and I guess I should talk about that. Man, the ACC is going to be weird this year. The Atlantic Coast Conference, and you've got two teams on the Pacific Coast in it, in Cal and Stanford. Luckily, we keep that rivalry alive between Cal and Stanford, so I imagine we'll play them this year. I hope so. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the prospect list. I'm gonna need to get familiar. I guess recommended. Okay, we'll do it that way. We'll go by position. Let me pull up my list and we'll get started going through these prospects. All right, I've taken a look at how this prospect list works. I'm going to sort by top prospect. On that left column there, if there's a green dot, that means it's recommended by, it's recommended that we take a look at them. But I'm going to sort by top prospects. We can also look at recommended. Just a reminder, at quarterback, we kind of got our guy for next year, but we will need at least one person to look for the future. This looks like the best guy that has any interest in us, so we'll add him to the board. The next best guy that has interest in us is Adonis Tandy. He's an athlete, which means he can play a few different positions. But I'm looking, here's a guy from California. I mean, he's so high on the list. He's an athlete too. Well, let's take a look at recommended. Let's see what they're thinking. They think Adonis Tandy is someone that we should look at. So we'll add him and him. Maybe we should add 3 quarterbacks to start. It's tough because I'm not going to add this guy. 1,745th. I don't see the point. I think we're a big enough school that we can look at 4-star recruits, especially this guy who's second to interest. And we'll have to scout him to make sure he's like actually a quarterback, but he is under the quarterback tab. So let's do those two, and maybe let's look at this guy, Jose Cortez. The only reason I'm looking at him is because he's interested in us, and he's a pretty high rank. He's 382nd. Although maybe we should look at him instead. He's 254th ranked, and we're 6th. So let's look at him. And those will be our 3 quarterbacks to look at. At halfback, if I remember correctly, we need someone, and we're looking for someone good. It looks like this is a good place to start here. Junior Yang from Hawaii. Let's go ahead and add him to the list. We're second on his board. Do we have any other one that looks good here? Looks like the rest are going to be 3 stars that are sort of interested in us. Let's take a look at the top prospect. Oh, he's actually the second ranked halfback in the class. We can't look at him. We could look at Leo McClain. He's from California, so we might have an in there. Let's take a look. He's looking at Oregon, Washington, Tennessee. Let's add him, but looks like we don't have a lot of options here at halfback. We'll have to see how the recruiting process goes. I'll go ahead and add him as well. Maybe I can't be doing 3 per position, but we'll look. So the highest ranked fullback is a 3-star, and it's this guy right here, Jerez Lacey, out of Fresno, California. I think that'd be a great option. I'm gonna add him to the list, and we might just go all in on him as far as fullback goes. At wide receiver, like I mentioned, I'm not too interested in scouting wide receiver. I see 2 4-star recruits that have us in their, that are interested in us right now. I'm just going to add both of them and no one else. This guy looks like he could be pretty good, and we're first on his list. He's from Folsom, California, 6-foot route runner. Yeah, we'll take a look at him. At tight end, I really don't think we need anyone. But man, it's tempting. The top tight end let's see. Oh no, okay. I need to remember the recommended list is not the same as the top prospect. So the 4th ranked tight end is interested in us. I'm going to go ahead and add him, and we'll take a look at him, but we don't really need a tight end, All right, let me take a look at my list for tackle. Also, I know this is a super long video, but I just want to get everything set up so that going forward we can just focus on playing the games. At left tackle, I separated by left tackle. At left tackle and right tackle, I think we need people. So we'll need a few. Oh, they're separated here by left and right. Okay. Let's just take a look at the top prospects first. Well, it's hard to beat that. The top tackle in the country is interested in us. So let's go ahead and add him to the list. He's a 5-star recruit. I want from Hawaii, Viliami Patoai. Yeah, we're definitely gonna look at him. We've got another right tackle here that's interested. I'm gonna target 2 right tackles and 2 left tackles to start. We've got these 2. Wow. But I wonder if we can turn a right tackle into a left tackle, you know? I'm gonna look at DeAndre Bacon. And I think Cameron Coda here. And, you know, we can refine this as we go, but I think that's a good place to start. Let's see, what did we need at guard? Looks like at left guard we need someone. At right guard we don't necessarily need someone, but it would be nice to have. You know, I like this recommended tab better. I don't want to waste my time recruiting guys that have no interest or are not a part of the pipeline. Once we become a bigger school, we can start looking at, you know, drawing people that aren't interested. But for this first season, let's just stick to those who are interested. So this guy looks like the highest rank on the list. So we'll do him. Well, let's maybe do 3 guards. Oh God, we're running out of target. You see, we only have 35, and at the top right, we're already at 16. Let's maybe add 1 more. I'm thinking this guy. Yeah, let's go him. At center, I think, let me move this back to recommended. At center, I said we didn't need anybody. There's no 4 stars that are really interested in us, so I'm just going to move on for... Oh, never mind, the top guy right there. We'll add him, and we'll see if we can get him to commit, but not too worried about that. All right, now let's go into our defense. All right, at defensive end, we don't need anybody, meaning that we've got, you know, enough players there returning next year to cover it, but we would like to improve. And man, I think this guy's a no-brainer. Nick Bermudez from California. We're his first choice, 5 stars. Yes, please. And we've got another 5-star recruit down here, Ben Burnett from Utah. I mean, I think that's a no-brainer. Let's definitely add those 2. We might even come back and add these 2 4-stars. But remember, we still need to keep room for those cornerbacks we need. So let's just go for these 2 for now, and see if we can get them to come on over to Berkeley. Let's see what we need at D tackle. We need, I'd say, 1 person. We've got 1 4-star that's interested, so I'm going to add him. Let's go ahead and add this guy who's a 3-star as well. This 4-star, we're his first choice. He's from Concord, California. That's like 20 minutes from Berkeley, so hopefully that would be a good fit. Let's see at outside linebacker and middle linebacker. Oh, at outside linebacker, so we're losing 2 of our top defensive guys both at outside linebacker, so we'll need at least 2 guys there, I think. And at middle linebacker, I'm not too worried about for now. So let's just add the top guys. Ooh, we're a little weak here as far as people who are interested in us. Let's add these 2 3-star recruits. And maybe this 3-star recruit as well. We've only got 10 targets left. Is there anyone at middle linebacker that's worth taking a look at? Let's add this 4-star middle linebacker and see if we can convince him to come on down to California from Washington. Once again, I'm not too concerned about middle linebacker right now. All right, cornerback. This is where we really need help. I see 3 4-star recruits that are interested in us. Let's just add them right now. And I'm even maybe going to add these 2 as well. Just to have, you know, some good options. This guy's JUCO. Oh, I haven't been looking at who's coming from JUCO. Ooh, I might need to go back and look. We'll look when we take a look at the big board. But for now, I think these 5 guys, that will work for us. As far as safety goes, I know we need at least 1. We'll need a free safety. We're not too concerned about strong safety right now. We're more interested in free safety. Let's take a look at Eric Massey and George Bermudez, both from the West Coast. And I think that'll be good. They're both interested in us at least a bit. And they're both 4-star recruits. Strong safety, I'm not too interested, like I said. And honestly, we need a punter, so I'm gonna look at punters. We need someone, so let's just go for the top guy, which looks like this guy who's interested in us, Jimmy Griffin from Hawaii. We're getting a lot of Hawaiian guys. Let's add him. Let's see if there's anyone in the athlete section that looks good. I'm not. Let's do another punter just in case. Or should we go all in on Jimmy Griffin here? I don't know. We're the highest up on his list out of these guys, and he's the best of the options. So yeah, let's just put one more guy there and call it 35. So that's our 35 guys. I'm going to go through. We've got 875 hours. From what I've seen, I think we might be able to get pretty much a full scouting report on these guys just with those hours before the season starts. So let me do that, and then I'll check back in once we've got some more information on these guys. All right, I'm just going to go through this quickly. I went ahead and scouted the top guys. We couldn't scout everybody fully, but our top quarterback prospect here is a gem. Let's move to the overview tab. We're 6th on his list. Let's take a look. Throw power 94, accuracy is good. We definitely want to take a look at this guy. He is also looking good as well. Not quite as good, but he's fast and he can throw, so definitely an option there. As far as the halfback goes, this dude is quick and he's also a gem. This is our only fullback option, so I'm going to go for it. Didn't look at wide receiver since it's not really a priority, or tight end. At guard, we've got a few good options here. He was a bust, but you know, there's some guys with some high block ratings: 86, 86, 82, 83, 81, 84. At guard, we were only able to fully scout one guy, Sam Hall. You know, the blocking's all right. He's a gem, so definitely look at that, and then we'll finish up the scouting. Didn't get a chance to look at centers, DNs. We took a look at this defensive tackle. We do need one. This is our 4-star. He's not a bust, but you know, good tackle, good strength, good pursuit, good hit power. Block shedding's not great, but that's fine. You know, people can grow. We need some outside linebackers for sure, so I went ahead and scouted all of these guys. None of them look, you know, incredible. This guy's a gem. No stats that are great. I mean, he's fast, but as far as the defensive stats go, not incredible. This guy's a gem as well, so we might look at bringing him in. Went ahead and fully scouted every cornerback, and we'll take a look at this as, you know, starting next week with or the next week in the game, in the next episode. Free safety didn't look at, strong safety didn't look at. I know we do need a free safety though, so we'll need to scout him. Scouted both punters. He's got 83 kick power and 71 accuracy. He's looking pretty good. He's better than this guy, so well, neither of them are incredible, but they're both all right. And that's all the how do you call it? Like the recruiting capital I have. I don't know what you call it. I guess it's hours. I'm not going to look at changing our schedule, but let's take a look at what our schedule is. So we start against the FCS team. That should be a win, hopefully. Then we go to Auburn. That's going to be a really tough game. Auburn, it looks like, aren't ranked, so maybe we'll have a chance, but most likely we might be looking at a loss. San Diego State is a deceptively tough team. Auburn had a losing record last year, so maybe it won't be too tough, but San Diego State had a winning record. Luckily, that's a home game. Then we go to Florida State, starting our ACC season. That's going to be a tough game. Bye week. We get to host Miami, which will be a tough game. They're ranked. We go to Pittsburgh. They had a 9-4 record last season, so they're not ranked, but they're looking pretty good. Then we host NC State, ranked. That'll be a tough game. We host Oregon State, 10-3 record last season, so yeah, we're definitely gonna have a hard time. I think 7 wins, which is our goal, is looking a little rough. Bye week. Then we've got Wake Forest. I think that's a game. God, they also had a good record last year, 8-5. Syracuse, Stanford. That's our big rival. We actually had a better record than them last season, so hopefully we can get a win there. And then we finish up against SMU, who also had a winning record. I mean, almost every team we played this year had a winning record last year, which is kind of insane, but going to be a tough season. Might be hard to get 7 wins. We'll do our best. Let's see what else we've got before we move forward. We're just going to move forward for now. We went ahead, we redshirted everything. We took a look at the depth chart and optimized it. We're not in the top 25. You know, before we go, we'll take a look at the preseason All-Americans and see if we have anyone on the list. No one on the second team, on the first team. No one on the second team either. Let's take a look at the ACC first team. There we go. Jaden Ott, as he should be, is on there. 93 rated. Anyone else on our team? Oh, Xavier Carlton, the outside linebacker. And on the second team, do we have anyone? We do not. All right, so just Jaden Ott, and then our outside linebacker. I already forgot his name. I'll start remembering the names once we start playing. It'll be easier. So I'm going to go ahead and advance to next week, and that'll be the end of this first episode. I believe this first week we should play. I already forgot. What is this? So we're at risk of losing one of our defensive ends because of playing time. I guess I'll look into that as the weeks go by. Oh, this is a bye week. So next week we'll take a look at and start recruiting. And then we'll play the first game of the season. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more. Not all the episodes will be this much talking and menus. Starting next week, it'll be much more gameplay. We'll play the games and then just recruiting. But I think the foundation we've set in this first episode will help us going forward. And we'll see you next time.